All right, so today is the first. Go ahead and make sure you're where we left off yesterday in our notebooks. And go ahead and graph what you think this equation would look like. Now, I'm looking at this equation and I already see it is not in slope-intercept form, meaning I need to go ahead and change this equation to where y is by itself and my x is on the other side. How do I get x to the other side? I add it. So now my inequality is y is less than or equal to -2 plus 3x. Now I can go ahead and graph that. So my slope is 3, my y-intercept is -2. So I'm going to go to -2. I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3, right 1, 1, 2, 3, right 1, 1, 2, 3, right 1. And I'm going to connect those points. Now I got to pay attention to what line type I want. I want a solid line type and I want a shade below. So solid line and shading below. And that's what this graph would look like. All right, so sometimes you're going to be given an equation and asked to determine if a coordinate is a solution. We talked yesterday that solutions are the points that are in the shaded area. If you have a solid line, they're on that solid line. If you have a dashed line though, solutions would not be on that dashed line. So if I am going ahead to figure out if these coordinates are a solution, all I need to do is just like we talked about for systems of equations, I'm going to take each coordinate and put them in my equation, my inequality, and see if they come up with a true statement. So 3 times 0 minus 0 is less than or equal to 10. We need to see if that's true. Is 3 times 0, which is 0, minus 0, which is 0, less than or equal to 10? Yes, it is. So yes, A is a solution. Let's move on to B. Answer choice B is 3 times 2 minus -4 less than or equal to 10. 3 times 2 is 6. -4 is +4 less than or equal to 10. Is 10 less than or equal to 10? It is. So this is a solution. So now let's try the last one. 3 times 5 minus 2 less than or equal to 10. 3 times 5 is 15. Minus 2 is 13. Is 13 less than or equal to 10? No, it is not. So C is not a solution. That's how you determine if a coordinate is a solution for an inequality. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see if we can name some inequalities based on the graph. We want to write these equations, these inequalities in slope-intercept form. Well, what do I need to find for each of them? Number 1 is their y-intercept, which is -2 on this first one. Then I need to get my slope, which is up 1, right 1. So my slope is x. Notice I have a dashed line, so I'm either going to be less than or greater than. My shading is below, which tells me that I want to have less than. So my inequality is y is less than or equal to x minus 2. Why don't you pause the video and try the next one? Okay, let's try the same thing. This time I have a +2 for a y-intercept. My slope is up 1, right 3, up 1, right 3. So I rise 1 and I go right 3. So 1/3 x plus 2. Y, I need to figure out then my inequality. Solid line, less than or equal or greater than or equal to? Well, I am below the line. So if I am below the line, that makes me less than or equal to. Let's try the last one. Again, pause the video and see if you can do this on your own. Okay, I have y-intercept of -8. My slope, let's see here. If I started at my x-intercept, I would be going down 8, right 2. So -8 over 2 is -4. Let's see if that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yes, that is my slope. So -4x is my slope. Y less than or equal or greater than or equal to. Let's see which one it is. Well, I have a dotted line, so I am either less than or greater than. My shading is above, so that means I have a greater than symbol. And there you go. That's how those work. Let's continue on. All right. We also will have sometimes word problems that you guys will have to write the inequalities for. All right. Elijah can spend at most $6. So he can't spend any more than $6 on snacks for a party. He bought chips for the cost of $2 per bag and M&Ms for the cost of $3 per bag. Write an inequality to represent the situation. Well, first thing I'm going to represent is my total. The total that Elijah can spend is $6. He cannot spend any more than that, but he can spend exactly that. So everything has to be less than or equal to 6. So what can he spend the money on? Well, he can spend the money on a bag of M&Ms. So 2M, or wait, hold on. Hopefully you're catching that. He can spend $2 on the chips. So 2C plus the $3 that costs for the M&Ms, 3M. So this cost has to be less than or equal to 6. And that would be my answer. All right, the next one. The fare for a taxi cab is $2.50 per passenger. So $2.50 per passenger. And 75 cents for each mile. A group of friends spends at least $22 for the cab fare to reach their destination. Write the inequality to represent the situation. So they're spending at least $22. That means they could probably spend more, possibly. So that means that minimum they're spending 22, but they could spend more. All right. Why don't you guys pause the video and see if you can pick which answer choice is correct. A grill at a barbecue restaurant can now be used to cook sausage links that are 2 pounds each and briskets that are 6 pounds each. No more than 120 pounds of sausage links and briskets will be cooked on the grill, which inequality represents all possible combinations of X, the number of sausage links that will be cooked on the grill, and Y, the number of briskets that can be cooked. So first thing I need to know is what number goes with my X and which goes with my Y. Well, it said X represents the number of sausage. And how much did we say the sausage was? 2 pounds. So 2X should be in my inequality. Well, that's not A, that's not C. B has it and D does. They also both have 6Y. So that's not going to help me. What will help me is deciding which inequality sign I need to use. Now, they mentioned no more than 120 pounds of sausage links and briskets will be cooked. So we can't go more than 120. We have to be less than or equal to it, which means answer choice B is correct. All right, guys, that is it. Go ahead and do your check for understanding for today. Let me know if you have any questions, and see you guys tomorrow.